We all know that person, the one who leaves us feeling worse off after interacting with them. Maybe it's a manipulative family member, your neighbor, or a co-worker who can't stop complaining about every little thing. It's common to refer to these people as being toxic. But it's important to keep in mind that this term isn't grounded in psychology and doesn't have a simple definition. Spiffy TV is pleased to welcome you back. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos. When a Sigma male has a hard time dealing with someone in his life, it's helpful to start by pinpointing problematic behaviors, rather than simply labeling them as being toxic. Self-absorption or self-centeredness. Manipulation, and other emotional abuse. Dishonesty and deceit. Others have difficulty offering compassion to others. They tend to create drama or conflict easily. The following are ways a Sigma male deals with toxic people. Number 1. A Sigma male avoids playing into the reality of toxic people. Some people tend to see themselves as victims in every situation. When they mess up, they might shift the blame to a Sigma male or someone else, or tell a story that paints them in a more positive light. A Sigma male might feel tempted to nod in agreement and smile to prevent an angry outburst. This might feel like the safest option, but it can also encourage them to see him as a supporter of their behavior. Try a respectful disagreement instead. You might say, "I had a different take on the situation," and then describe what happened. Stick to the facts, without making accusations. While your disagreement might upset them, it might also lower the chances that they'll try to involve you again. Number 2. A Sigma male never get drawn in. Dealing with someone's toxic behavior can be exhausting. The person might constantly complain about others, always have a news story about unfair treatment, or even accuse a Sigma male of wronging them or not caring about their needs. Resist the urge to jump on the complaining train with them or defend yourself against accusations. Instead, respond with a simple, "I'm sorry you feel that way," and leave it at that. Number 3. A Sigma male always pay attention to how they make him feel. Sometimes a Sigma male simply becoming more aware of how someone's toxic behavior affects him can help him better navigate interactions with them. Most people occasionally say rude or hurtful things they don't mean. No one feels their best all the time, and being in a bad mood can make you lash out. This isn't necessarily toxic. Personal struggles don't excuse abuse, and a Sigma male doesn't have to accept it either. Number 4. A Sigma male talks to them about their behavior. Someone who gossips, manipulates others, or creates dramatic situations might not realize how their behavior affects other people around them, and that's why a Sigma male will address the issue with them. An open conversation may help them realize this behavior is unacceptable. To keep things neutral, try to stick to I statements, which feel less accusatory for the other person, and set boundaries that work for him. Here are some examples of this in action. I feel uncomfortable when I hear unkind things about our co-workers. I won't participate in those conversations. I value trust in friendship, so I can't continue this friendship if you lie to me again. Number 5. A Sigma male puts himself first. On the flip side, behavior doesn't have to be abused or spiteful to be toxic. Other behaviors can be just as damaging. Maybe the person in question desperately needs help to get them out of a bind every time a Sigma male sees them. A Sigma male is always giving and they're always taking, or he feels like their emotional stability depends on him. A Sigma male might value his relationship with this person but won't offer support at the risk of his well-being. Healthy relationships involve give and take. In other words, you offer support, but you receive support, too. A Sigma male taking care of himself involves making sure he has enough emotional energy to meet his own needs. This may not happen when he gives everything to someone who doesn't offer anything in return. Number 6. A Sigma male offers compassion but doesn't try to fix them. People can change, but they have to be willing to put in the work to do so. A Sigma male might want to help someone he cares about instead of writing them completely out of his life. But, he can always offer compassion and kindness, though he likely won't be able to change them. At the end of the day, they have to commit to putting in the effort. Trying to help someone change before they're ready can sap emotional resources further. Number 7. A Sigma male says no, and walks away. Have a hard time turning people down. You aren't alone. Sticking to a refusal can also be tough, especially when someone tries to guilt-trip a Sigma male into changing his mind. But if a Sigma male does decide to say no, he doesn't back down. This may prove challenging, especially when they use a dramatic outburst to try to get their way. But the more a Sigma male practices saying no to things they aren't comfortable with, the easier it becomes. Removing himself from the situation can help him avoid confrontations. If he can't physically leave, he makes it clear he's no longer involved in the discussion. For example, say excuse me and turn away. Remember, you aren't at fault. Toxic behavior can make a Sigma male feel like he did something wrong, even when he knows he didn't. It's tough to face attacks from someone who behaves in a toxic manner. They might get personal, try to twist a Sigma male's words, or accuse him of wanting to hurt them. At some point, he might even second-guess himself and rack his brain for something he might have done. But a Sigma male always reminds himself their behavior has nothing to do with him. Restate your boundaries and try not to take their spite personally. He takes deep breaths to calm himself or mindfully acknowledges their words so he can let them go without being affected. Number 8. A Sigma male makes himself scarce. People who act in a toxic way can often sense who they can manipulate. They may move on when they see their tactics don't work on a Sigma male. If a Sigma male is never available, they might eventually stop trying to engage. This strategy can be particularly helpful at work, where a Sigma male is bound to have plenty of honest excuses, like, "Sorry, I have too much work. Got to prep for that meeting, so I can't talk." He might face some passive-aggressive remarks or outright accusations when a Sigma male makes his excuses. Try not to respond, even if you feel upset. Number 9. A Sigma male limits his time together. As a Sigma male, do you dread seeing a particular person? Feel anxious or stressed beforehand? Take these feelings as a sign that a Sigma male may want to see them less. People who behave in a toxic way tend to focus on themselves and what they want. They might blame a Sigma male or other people for any problems they have and show little interest in his feelings or needs. This can make spending time with them unpleasant. When a Sigma male deals with someone who picks fights with him or repeatedly pushes their boundaries, consider scaling back the amount of time you spend with them. Number 10. When a Sigma male can't avoid the person. If he can't completely avoid or scale back the amount of time you spend with someone, you still have options. Set boundaries. Boundaries are essential. Setting boundaries involves deciding what a Sigma male will and won't tolerate. Communicate these boundaries clearly and stick to them. Maybe a Sigma male doesn't mind listening to his coworkers' dramatic stories, even the fictional ones, but still draws his line at verbal abuse or gossip. So when they start mocking another coworker, say, "As I said, I'm not interested in this type of conversation." He should leave the room if he can or try putting on headphones. Number 11. A Sigma male has an exit strategy. When a Sigma male is stuck in a toxic conversation and doesn't see an easy way out, he might be worried that leaving seems rude, especially if he's talking to a supervisor. But it's entirely possible to leave politely. If it helps, consider coming up with a few go-to lines ahead of time that he can pull out as needed. Try something like, "I'm sorry, but I have to stop you. I've got a lot of work, so I can't chat right now." Or, "Sorry, I'm waiting on an important phone call and can't get into this right now." Number 12. A Sigma male changes his routine. A family member can always catch up with a Sigma male on his way to study or hold him up on his way to work. Maybe a coworker always complains at lunch about how everyone treats them. Ideally, they'd respect the boundaries a Sigma male sets, but this doesn't always happen. While it may not seem fair that a Sigma male has to change, it's often worth it for his well-being. Switching up his routine can help him avoid getting pulled into conversations he'd rather skip. Try eating lunch somewhere besides the break room, wearing headphones, or reading a book. Avoiding family members can be harder. Try having a respectful but firm conversation about needing to focus on his studies. If you're on the way out the door, practice your quick exit strategy. "Sorry, I'm late." Number 13. Encourage them to get help. It's often difficult to understand why people behave in toxic ways. But it might help to consider that they might be dealing with some personal challenges that are causing them to lash out. This doesn't excuse problematic behavior, but it can help explain it. When a Sigma male has a close relationship with someone who behaves in a toxic way, he considers pointing out some harmful behaviors and explaining how they affect him or others, if he feels comfortable doing so. If they seem receptive, encourage them to talk to a therapist about why they act the way they do. Psychotherapy can help people identify problematic behaviors and learn to manage their emotions and reactions in healthier ways. Number 14. A Sigma male never get personal. Keeping interactions with the other person superficial. A Sigma male is clear about how he is and isn't willing to engage. Toxic behavior can involve gossiping, oversharing personal details, or using personal information to provoke reactions. When a Sigma male knows someone who does these things, he keeps his conversations light and insignificant. Shut down attempts at prying or oversharing with, "Actually, I prefer not to talk about my relationship at work." Number 15. A Sigma male maintain calm. A Sigma male might wonder how possible to stay calm around the other person when just thinking about crossing paths makes his heart pound. Number 16. A Sigma male stays grounded. Next time a Sigma male feels anxious in an interaction, he tries grounding himself with these tips. Breathe slowly and deeply. Try relaxing your muscles instead of tensing them. Let the words wash over him and silently repeat a calming mantra. Distract yourself if the situation allows. Doodle, fidget with an object. Number 17. Work with a therapist. If a Sigma male has to stay involved with the person, consider getting help from a mental health professional. Therapists are trained to help people work through difficult situations like these and can offer compassionate, judgment-free support that fits their circumstances. Number 18. The bottom line. Sometimes, a Sigma male cutting people out of his life may seem like the only way to escape their toxic behavior. But this isn't always feasible. If a Sigma male has to spend time with someone who exhibits toxic behavior, he reminds himself that their actions aren't his fault nor his responsibility. A Sigma male must know what he's not willing to tolerate. Please drop your comments in the sections below. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos.